The City of Dublin, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Your city to live, work, and play.
Spring has sprung here at Dublin Chevy Nissan in Dublin, Georgia. Our inventory is blooming with new Pathfinders, Frontiers, Yukons, and Tahoes. And with spring break coming up, there's never a better time to come into our award-winning service department for a checkup. And remember, Doug sells service well. With that spring trip coming up, there's never a better time to find a new or pre-owned SUV. If you see an HD or a Tahoe on our lot or online, don't wait or you'll miss out. Hurry in to Dublin Chevy Nissan.
I want to welcome you here today for another edition of Discover Dublin as we go through the city of Dublin and we're talking to different employees of the city. And I done wrestled down two right here. Really, I didn't wrestle them down. They come and said, you get a 2 for 1 today. But two wonderful gentlemen. I can tell you just talking off camera, they love what they do. So first of all, go ahead and y'all introduce yourself.
I'm Sergeant Jonathan Brazil. I've been with Dublin Fire Department 20 years.
Wow.
I'm Corporal Reggie Brown. I've been with Dublin Fire Department 11 years.
See, that's hard for me to believe. I told him a while ago before we started, there's no way you old enough to be doing something like this for that many years, but it says a lot about your genes now, about your grandparents or mom and daddy or whoever it is, but you got good genes. But tell me why you want to be a fireman.
Well, it was two things I wanted to be. As when I was younger growing up, I said I was going to be a firefighter or a truck driver. And I actually got the opportunity to do both. So I'm actually a firefighter and a truck driver, but just seeing the way they help people, the nice trucks, I was always fascinated with big trucks. So, you know, when my opportunity came, I went for it.
Wow. You know, you even as a child, I remember the firefighters, firemen, you know, come to our school and talk to us. It always, you know, it's kind of like your heroes, you know, really. I mean, it's how not only kids but grown-ups, because when we need you at 2 o'clock in the morning, you come running, don't you, Corporal?
That's right.
So tell me why you became a firefighter.
I love to help people. You know, you see the good and the bad, but I like helping people, got a big heart, and, you know, just it's like a gift is what I do, so.
And what about, you could have chose other places. Why the city of Dublin?
Just wanting to stay in my hometown, you know, help your community, be a role model to the kids.
Where'd you go to school?
West Lawrence High School.
Okay. Homeboy right here. What about you? Are you a homeboy?
Yes, sir, West Lawrence High School.
All right. We got two Raiders here. Did y'all play sports?
I played a little football in my early years.
Did you ever tackle this guy over here?
No, he's younger than me. I think he was playing rec ball when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah. He was still in diapers. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Did you play sports, Corporal?
Yes, sir, a little football and track.
You can tell we're having fun here. You know, there's something wrong with you if you can't have some fun while you're working. Some people probably say, y'all not even working. You're there talking on television, but we are working. We're trying to learn something here. But tell me, I like to ask this question to firemen, but what's one of the biggest mistakes we make as citizens if we have a fire at our house?
A lot of times, what people do, like just say if they have a bedroom fire, a lot of times they leave out the room because they panic and they be in a rush. Mm-hmm. You know, the main thing that I seen the public do is they just run out the room. They don't close the door. If you don't close the door, you feed in the fire. You know what I'm saying? The more oxygen you get, the more fuel it get, the bigger the blaze gonna get. And a lot of times I seen them, like if a fire in the house and they on the outside, the main thing they're gonna do, they're gonna go knock out the windows. For what? I don't know, but that's just something we naturally do. Right. You know what I'm saying? So once they do that, oh man, they done created a monster.
Okay, the doors you talking about, are you talking about interior doors, exterior doors?
Close every door you can, interior and exterior. That'll be no reason for you to go back in that house. That's our job.
Okay.
Get out, save yourself.
So if I got my door shut, or if I wake up and there's a fire, I should shut that bedroom door and if possible go out the window and leave the door shut.
It depends on where the fire coming from.
Okay.
If it starts in that room, then you leave out, you shut the door.
Okay.
But if it don't start in the room, if it's in the kitchen, then yeah, you shut the door and you going out the window.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about a grease fire. That's kind of a common thing that happens. People go fry chicken, the baby's crying, got to go in there, change the diaper, you get preoccupied. Tell me what some of the mistakes we make in a grease fire.
Could I do it?
Go right ahead.
Putting water on it.
Okay.
As soon as you put water on it, it's gonna steam up, and that's how a lot of people get burned. They don't know. Grease fire, you don't put water on a grease fire. Dry chemicals on a grease fire. You never put water on a grease fire, but that's the first thing that we do when we panic. You got a stove fire. They put water on it, and that's how a lot of people end up burning themselves.
Okay, this is so important. I want you to tell us that again. Seriously, I want you to, because if we do that, and I know I've heard many times people pour water on it, but tell us one more time. I want this to sink in.
The most important thing, if you have a grease fire, like people be cooking fries, anything that you got grease on the stove, do not put water on it. Because if you put water on it, that's how majority of the people they burn themselves. Because as soon as they put that water on it, the steam blaze up and it burns them. So never put water on it. We got dry chemicals for grease fires.
So you already got, because it's hot by now, and we know there's a few things I respect. I respect lightning, and I sure respect hot grease.
Scale of lightning.
Whatever it is, frying fish, French fries, whatever. But first of all, we know that. Second of all, should we pour something on it or wait on you?
If it's a small fire, if you got maybe I've seen people put baking soda on it. Salt, yeah, anything like that. Nothing that's wet on a grease fire. But if it's small and it's controllable. But the main thing is if you cooking, if you got a stove, always have a fire extinguisher close by because they don't cost much, but they can save you a lot.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised at the people who don't have fire extinguishers.
Smoke detector.
Yeah, smoke detectors. I was talking to the chief a few weeks ago, and people like Phil Patel. He buys smoke detectors and gives to people, or y'all give them to people because that's how important. Phil had a bad fire in his family years ago. He knows how important those smoke detectors are. And I have gas logs at home, so I have the carbon monoxide and the smoke detector because what scares me about that carbon monoxide, if my gas log's got a leak in it or whatever, I can't smell that.
No, you can't.
You just gonna go to sleep and
man, ain't gonna wake up.
Yeah, and ain't gonna wake up. You're exactly right. But let's talk about. I was talking about frying fish, and should you fry those fish under the carport?
No,
you shouldn't.
Okay.
Just for safety reasons, you got smoke, grease could pop. If the grease pop, it could pop on something. Say you got paper around, then that paper starts. You got a vehicle under there, then your car's on fire. So it's just best to have it outside in the yard. Always
Fry fish or chicken, whatever we're talking about. What I'm talking about with a propane tank and a cooker. Always do that outside.
Yes, sir. Recommend it outside.
Okay. The wind's blowing. It keeps putting my fire out. What should I do?
Relocate. Okay. Somewhere where you got a wall that's blocking the wind, but not close to the wall. Like if you move to a side of the house, make sure you're not close to it. Okay. But just enough where to block the wind.
Yeah. And if you can't do it safely, I think we'd all agree, just don't do it that day.
There's other days in the week,
yeah.
So just postpone it or go get some takeout.
And I got in my phone, I always got a burn pile at home, and I call that number to get a burn permit before I do it. Now, as I'm talking to y'all, I'm watching the flags whip out here. Now, if we start a fire, I'm just talking about a burn pile with different things on it, and we just light it up and let it go, wind's not blowing. We don't know what storm's coming toward us. So it's so important to get somebody qualified before you light that fire, because you got a big pile of limbs, they gonna burn.
Well, majority of the time, if you stay in the county, because the city got a no burn ordinance. Any trash you put side the road, the city employees will pick them up. A lot of times in the county, people just burn, because when I was young coming up, I watched my family burn piles of leaves, and we never thought none of it. But you don't supposed to do that. It's a number to call. You call the county, you get a burn permit, and they will tell you, what I'm saying, if it's a good time to burn or when you can burn. But you also got to get that permit, and that way we know if if a fire was going on, because a lot of people see a fire and they'll call. So now you got a fire burning and we getting calls on it. We know that somebody got a burn permit that they automatically out there burning. Right. And we know to be alert if something was to happen, if it was to get away. Okay,
let's take a quick break. We're gonna come back. I'm so excited to have two guys I'm talking to here. Most people just let me have one at the time, but man, I'm gonna tell you, y'all bounced right in here on me now. Double trouble. I'm glad you said it and I didn't. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Green. We're located inside of the Dublin Mall at Tafara. We offer lash services, eyebrow waxing, and full body waxing, colonic therapy, and also yoni steams. Call us for more details at 478-274-9490. Thank you.
Here at Stepping Stone, you are never alone. If you or someone you know has been a victim of child abuse, please call our fully confidential crisis number at 478-595-8339.
When you start with career training at Oconee Fall Line Technical College, you'll discover a diverse student body, strong students who are focused and disciplined, and a caring environment that gives you a vision to succeed. OFTC's 130-plus programs will prepare you to start a new career in 2 years or less. Plus, it's affordable. Ready for a successful career? Start with OFTC today, online or in person. Oconee Fall Line Technical College. Careers begin here.
Welcome back, everybody. Continuing my conversation here on another edition of Discover Dublin. Let me ask y'all, well, before we get to that question, we talked about fire extinguishers.
Yes.
We talked about smoke detectors, but I really want to drive that point home. It is so serious, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, having smoke detectors in your house that's your first line of defense to any fire, smoke, because they're gonna alert you. A lot of times when we go to calls that we don't have a fatality in the house, a lot of people think that they got burned up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got burned up, because when I was a kid, that's what I thought. I thought, man, they got burned up. But 9 times out of 10, the fire never touched them. We done got there and put it out before the fire even touched them. Smoke is what killed them. So I advise anybody that's out there listening, get your smoke detectors, check them, make sure they work.
Okay, what should we do if I'm working outside and we start a fire and my neighbor catches on fire? What should I do if I see his clothes on fire? What should I do?
You should advise your neighbor to, and this is if he doesn't know. You assume that an adult would know that, but some don't. But you would advise them to, stop, drop, and roll. And if that doesn't work, grab a blanket or something, try to pat him down to smother the fire.
First catch him, because he's going to be on fire. Fire hot, fire burn, and he's going to be hysterical. So if you can tackle him without hurting yourself and burn yourself, tackle him, push him down, make him stop, drop, and roll. That's the only way it's going to get out, because, so like I said, oxygen feed the fire. The faster he run, the faster he's going to burn.
Yeah, I was about a lot of fire years ago, and it exploded on me. I didn't know somebody had put gas on it. And I started rolling, and my wife, I keep rolling, and my wife was hollering at me, "The fire's out, James, the fire's out." But I didn't think the fire was out. Why do we think that?
I mean, when people panic, that's like any emergency situation. You panic, you're not here. I mean, you're physically here, but your mind not here. No. So a lot of times you're scared, and just like your wife said, the fire out, James, but you still panic because you scared, Yeah. So it's
that adrenaline we talk
exactly,
about.
And that just the way our mind reacts to whatever happened to us. So so That sounds like to me that's what it was.
Yeah. So tell me, what's the worst fire you ever been involved in?
The worst fire that I have seen, well, I done seen many, because just like I said, I done been here 20 years, so I done seen a couple, but one of the worst fires I ever seen was a church fire. A church fire that burned, and we was like maybe, wasn't 3 minutes from the station. And if we wasn't 3 minutes from the station, and we going to a church fire that completely burned down, that tells you it has to be a bad fire. You know what I'm saying? It had started from the inside and did a lot of burning on the inside, smoldering, and when it caught, it caught. We fought that fire. We probably got a call about 1 or 2 o'clock, and we fought that fire to like 12 o'clock that night.
Wow.
So that was one of the worst fires I done seen since I've been here.
And that particular church you're talking about, it was an older church with a lot of old
Material.
wood in it, and some of that, I talked about it earlier, fat lighter. That stuff burns quick and it burns hot, don't it?
Yeah, it burned like you got lighter fluid on it.
Yeah.
It burns.
Yeah, and that's why they call it that, I guess, fat lighter.
Yeah.
Because it fat lights.
You do.
So
It's like fast.
now, you ain't been here 20 years, but what's the worst fire you've been involved in?
Worst fire I've been involved in was a house fire, and it involved a fatality. Not going deep into it, but it was an older relative of a family, and it touched me because someone lost their life, but also I kind of had quote unquote nightmares of it, like if I'd have did this different, would they still be alive and stuff like that. So I'll say that's the worst one I've had.
So when you do have a fatality, we've had a few the last 4 or 5 years in the city limits of Dublin. That's got to be tough, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's tough on anybody because it's tough on you as you seeing it, as you responding to it, and you question yourself like what I could have did, if something I could have did to prevent it. But it's also tough when you see those family members outside and the stuff that they's going through. They just lost a family member. Now that's real tough.
Yeah. I just admire what y'all do. It's definitely a calling. I think we talked about that off camera a while ago. I compared it to we're talking about nurses or police officers, and y'all made the comment off the air. Some of the police officers said, I couldn't do what y'all do, and you made the comment to me, I can't do what they do. Why is it you have the two extremes, but I think a lot of it is you respect each other and what they do, don't you?
Yes, well, both our jobs are dangerous. I mean, ain't too many people out there want to run in a burning house, and ain't too many people out there want to dodge a bullet. You know what I'm saying? So I think I chose running in a burning house than dodging a bullet because, I done got burnt before, and, you know what I'm saying, I healed from that. But that bullet, and I'm telling, depends on where it hit. So, I respect them, and they respect us, and we just gonna do our job.
Absolutely, and you do it well, and you work together.
Yes,
that's what's really good about with the city of Dublin. From the mayor, the city council, city manager, the firemen, police officers. It can be sanitation. Everybody works together, and that's why we have the beautiful community that we have. And y'all both went to West Lawrence, so let me ask y'all: did either one of you work for volunteer firemen in the county before you did this?
No, I never.
Think about it or no?
Never thought about it. Okay. Never even thought about it. I just seen when I was a kid, I used to watch the TV shows of the firemen, but I didn't know how to be a fireman. But until I started working for the city, and then an opening came open, and I applied for it, and I got it, and it's been real rewarding. I can tell you, it's been fun.
That's great. I'm gonna start with you, Carl. But what's the most fun about your job?
Most fun about my job is whenever the kids come and they look up to you like you're a superhero, and they say they want to be like you or do what you're doing. It just, no matter what you got going on in life, little things like that is like the highlight of our day, or my day, I can say.
I agree. That's good stuff right there. How about you, brother?
The funnest part of my job, I done had jobs before, but just coming to work and just enjoying it. This is one of the best jobs I done had, and I'm just gonna be honest to you. It's a fun, rewarding job. We come, I look forward to seeing these guys. I look forward to working with these guys, being safe with these guys, and also going home in the morning, and leaving these guys. So, it's fun. It's enjoyable. I like it.
But working, y'all work 24 on, 48 off. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
So is that difficult?
It is. I mean, you miss a lot of family time. If you have your smaller kids, say on Christmas, if you're going for Christmas, you're going for that whole day. You know, you have to do Christmas early or do Christmas after that day. But it's an adjustment for relationships or anything like that. So, but it's as difficult as you make it. I'll put it that way.
What you think?
Well, yeah, you miss a lot because my kids are grown now, and I started here when my babies was like 2 years old, and they're grown now. I mean, you miss a lot, but the kid that your family understand is worth it. It's well worth it. You're doing it because you're loving it, and you also do it because you're helping people. So, but other than that, it's good.
Okay. We're going to take another break. We'll come back and wrap things up. Stay with us.
My name is Phil Patel. I am one of the part owners here and the general manager here at the Hampton Inn and Suites. First time when I got introduced to Morris Bank, the people were so friendly and helpful. You feel like that you are appreciated there. At Morris Bank, everybody down at the bank is so friendly, and not just to myself, they're just friendly to everybody. They want us to succeed because our success is their success at the same time. That makes a lot of difference, and they're always there for us.
I'm Glenn Register, and spring is here. Hometown Supply has all of your lawn and garden equipment from zero-turn mowers to string trimmers and blowers. We carry all major parts and offer service and repair, so come see us at Hometown Supply. And remember, if you can't do business at Hometown Supply, you just can't do business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin. Welcome back, everybody. Want to wrap things up. Somebody watching us today, y'all, and they've always dreamed of being a firefighter. We've talked about that earlier about young and them coming to the school, but what do you think they should do?
Personally, I think they should volunteer. I actually started off volunteering before I got hired on up here, so I was down there in Cedar Grove and Cadwell, and you know, you're close to home. So you run calls down there, but you'll see how a smaller department operates. Now, don't get me wrong, we're different than volunteering because we're here all day. Volunteer, you know, you still can go to work, still do what you got to do, but when your pager goes off, you still do the same work we do. If something's on fire, something's burning, you still would go and respond, and you can get experience that way. And that's what I'd recommend. And there's always need for volunteers. Okay. There's never too many.
We talked about grease fires a while ago, and as you was answering that, y'all probably heard in the background car come flying down the road. It sounded good, didn't it? We don't realize how unsafe that is. But I was coming from Atlanta yesterday, and on one of the exits, this car was burning. I mean, it was burning good. You could see smoke for a few miles. Okay, what do we do there? You know, I'm driving my car and all of a sudden there's fire coming from under the hood. What do I do?
The first thing you want to do, if you're driving your car and smoke coming from up under the hood, you might want to pull on the side of the road. You might want to get out the car. Either you can run or you can walk and call 911. That would be our job, because if your car's smoking and you ain't got no fire extinguisher, it ain't nothing you can do. Mm-hmm. So you get far away from it. Whatever you have that was valuable in it, leave it and call 911, and hopefully we can save it.
Yeah, and being a firefighter is not like in the movies. You know, people watch movies and they say, oh man, I could do that right there. Well, it's an hour show, and they solving everything in an hour. You know, it's not like that, like you talked a while ago. You go out on some fires, you're out there for hours. But if you got a fire extinguisher, it's burning from the engine, should you try to put it out or wait on the fireman?
Well, it depends on what's the depth of it. You know what I'm saying? Fire extinguisher is for small phase fires. You know what I'm saying? If it's just a little, you pop the hood and you see a little smoke and it got a little blaze, then yes, use your fire extinguisher. But if you pop the hood, or no, if it's burning that you can recognize it, like flames coming from under the hood, no, get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can pop the hood and you can get burned. So if it's just a little smoke and you pop it, it's a small phase fire, then yes, use your fire extinguisher if you got one. But 9 times out of 10, most cars don't have fire extinguishers. So that's the reason why we have a lot of car fires.
We do have a lot of car fires.
We have a good little minute. It's not bad, but, you know, if they had fire extinguishers, then, you know, we'd probably have less car fires. But, you know, cars are not equipped with fire extinguishers.
That's right.
Spare tire, but no fire extinguisher.
Anything either one of you want to add before we go? Something we hadn't talked about you think is important?
Well, I know you were saying if anybody's out there looking and they want to get into this career field, you know, Reggie added on being a volunteer fireman. That's good. I advise anybody to get that experience. You can do it. I think you can start at 18, and you know, some people do it coming out of high school. Get that training, get that experience, and you know, do your research. You know, if this is something you really want to do, I mean, a lot of volunteer places now. I mean, a lot of career stations now are hiring. I mean, the demand for them is great. You know, do your research. You know, even if you see anyone else out at the station and you want to ask us a question, please do. Feel free. I mean, we'll talk to you. I mean, we're not gonna bite you. You know, we'll try to leave you on the right path. You know, to get you started if that's something you really want to do.
Sounds good. One time I see y'all all out with the boots. Tell our viewers what you're doing.
It's called the boot drive. It's for.
Is that for y'all's retirement plan or what?
No.
It's for muscular dystrophy, and we raise money, and it's for research, and they have a summer camp, and it's really for a good cause.
Yeah. It really is. It really is.
It's not for us. It's like it's a foundation that, you know, they raise money to help kids with MS, muscular dystrophy. So that's the reason why when we out there with the boots, it's not for us, our personal use, or for the fire department. It's for kids with muscular dystrophy. Because a lot of people do think that we're taking up money for ourselves, but no, we're not.
Yeah. And that's why I hear that often, and I say no. I mean, I always remember growing up, Jerry's Kids. You know, that's something Jerry Lewis, he raised probably billions of dollars through the years. He did wonderful work, but fire stations all over the country has helped with that cause ever since. Well, thank you guys. I love talking to you today. I got 2 West Lawrence Raiders, and the East Lawrence Falcons are on this end right here. And I told y'all, I told them a while ago that I married a Dublin girl. I said, please don't judge me by that. And us 2 county schools here, you know, there's a lot of good, some good, some bad camaraderie there. But it was good to talk to 2 West Lawrence Raiders here today, working for the city of Dublin. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me today, y'all.
You're welcome.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Glad you came.
And thank you for joining us today right here on TV 35.